Alright, all you weirdos, this is for all you people out there that thought Bones and All was the best movie of 2022. Well, guess what, if you're one of those people, I have just found your new favorite movie. Maybe of all time. Because I just saw The Substance, the brand new movie directed by Coralie Forget. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong, that is a hard name to say. But it's a film starring Demi Moore, Margaret Qualley, and Dennis Quaid, and it stars this person who is an actress who is a little bit past her prime. It's hard to say that because Demi Moore still looks like she's in her prime. But the whole idea is that she is this actress who has seen her best days kind of pass her by, and she's not very happy about that. And then she gets an opportunity to sort of resurrect her young career through The Substance, this thing that she is able to insert into herself that allows her to essentially clone herself. Another version of Demi Moore comes out. This time it's Margaret Qualley, who is a younger, more beautiful, more talented version of herself, and they now have to live split lives. And the movie descends into chaos, body horror, and just a nightmarish tale of kind of facing Hollywood and facing the horribleness and the expectations of being a woman in that industry, an older woman and a younger woman. And this movie's a lot of things that I don't fully understand. I don't think I truly got this movie 110%, but I'm gonna do my best to still kind of review it for all of you. It's a movie that relies on a few different things. It relies on your ability to immediately grip into the concept, and that's something that I was able to do. The concept of this movie really, really works well. It's something that is interesting from the start, and kind of the social aspect of it is really interesting. It's almost like one of the best Black Mirror episodes ever. This movie also requires you to be okay with the grotesque body horror. This is very much David Cronenberg style horror. And if you've seen any David Cronenberg movie, I actually thought this movie was directed by David Cronenberg, to be honest. I heard so many comparisons to him, they were like, this is just like a David Cronenberg movie. I heard it so much I thought it was actually him that made the movie. It's not, but yeah, this is very close to stuff like his film. It's that grotesque, ugly, cringy style horror when it comes to the body and the gore and the imagery and the practicality of it all, and that is all here. And if you are somebody who is down for that kind of weird shit, if you're down to laugh your ass off and say what the fuck at least 10 different times during a movie, you're gonna enjoy this one. Because for a lot of this movie, it's not outwardly grotesque, but once it gets to that section of the film, mainly in the third act, you gotta be ready for it. This movie is also a slow burn, so if you're somebody who does not like these slower, kind of, these movies that take their time to really tell their story, you're probably not going to enjoy this one. There's not a lot of dialogue in this film. Most of this movie is just watching Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley kind of face the challenges of the life that they're living, and it's mainly a visual movie. It's a movie that heavily relies on its visual cinematography, the performances, and the sound design. We'll get into the sound design in a second. But there's not a lot of talking, there's not a lot of dialogue. When there is talking, it is pretty good, though. And let me talk about the cinematography. This is one of the best shot movies of the year by far. The attention to detail on the sets, the practicality of the production, and just the way everything is framed, the composition is stunning. The colors, everything in this movie, I could rave about the cinematography for hours and hours and hours. It is easily my favorite part about this whole thing. It was shot by somebody who's been doing this professionally for 100 years. It is just absolutely stunning. One of the best shot movies of the year, easily. And then I mentioned the sound design. The sound design is on another freaking level in this movie. The whole point of the sound design is to make you kind of cringe, to make you feel uneasy, so you hear everything. There's a scene where Dennis Quaid is eating shrimp, and you just hear the chewing and the squeaks and it's horrible. It made me want to crawl out of my skin. Anytime somebody kisses, yeah, you hear that shit. Anytime anything happens, you hear every little detail of the sound. It's brilliantly done, and it made the movie so much more effective. The performances here are all really great. Demi Moore, of course, is a massive standout. She is incredible. Still in her prime, despite the idea of this movie. She's really great. I also thought Margaret Qualley gave a kind of career standout performance. She's awesome here. And Dennis Quaid. I love Dennis Quaid. It was weird seeing him as Ronald Reagan a few weeks ago and seeing him as Harvey Weinstein in this movie, but that's what it is. The edit for this movie is also really unique. I don't think I've ever really seen a movie edited in this way. It's very jumpy. It jumps between scenes. It feels almost like a dream. It's trying to take the audience and make you feel like you're in the middle of a nightmare or a great dream. It doesn't feel real. The only thing I've ever seen that I can really compare to this movie editing-wise, is Requiem for a Dream. And although Requiem for a Dream in its concept and what it's trying to say is very, very different from this movie, I feel like it is the easiest film to compare this one to, just because it made me feel the same way, with its edit, with its grotesqueness, with its characters who are just they don't feel like real people, but at the same time, they feel relatable in a weird way through their actions, but some of their main character traits, the world they live in, it just doesn't feel real. But there's that same sense of uneasiness throughout the whole film, and that same sense of, this movie affected me, and I can't stop thinking about it. and I'm also never going to watch it again. All things considered, The Substance is a movie that is most definitely not going to be for everybody. If you're somebody who is not into these really kind of wild, slow burn movies that try to be very metaphorical and are a little bit grotesque with their body art, stay far away from this film. This might be your least favorite movie you've ever seen. But if you're a member of that kind of crowd, and you know what crowd I'm talking about, there's a certain bit of the film community, like there's certain YouTubers, like that guy, Karsten Rundquist, this is going to be his favorite movie of the year. I'm willing to bet on it. But if you watch anybody or if you listen to anybody that loves these types of movies, this is going to be your thing. Is it my thing personally? I mean, there was a lot of aspects of this film that I really enjoyed. I love the cinematography, as I said, the performances I loved. This is one of those movies, though, I spend more time laughing at than I do feeling truly engaged in its story, and because of that, it's not something I would go back and rewatch and really go back and enjoy again, but it's still a movie that I can respect, and I understand that for a lot of people, this is going to be their shit, and for a lot of other people, this is the worst thing ever created in the history of man. And that's the type of filmmaking that I personally love, that divisive filmmaking where everybody has a different opinion. That's called good shit, baby. Overall, though, I'll give The Substance a 3 out of 5, personally. I just thought it was good, it was okay, but there's a lot of stuff in this movie that leans towards a 4 or a 5. I just think, I don't know, man, that third act, what the fuck? What do you guys think of The Substance? Let me know down below. Make sure to like this video, subscribe for more, turn on notifications, and I will see you in the next one.